This is Sports Center.
Good morning, and welcome to last week's edition of Too Late Takes. I am your host, as always, Clifton James Finney, and with me, my good friend.
Hi, I'm Paul. Sorry. I don't know why I did that.
He did that last week too. I thought he'd expect it this week, but he did it again.
I'm sorry.
We'll just leave that there. We'll just leave it there. He is Paul. I am Clifton James Finney, and he is Hi, I'm Paul. This taping of Too Late Takes is, well, you could say, too late, as it is now 5:35 on October the 27th, which for you keen viewers, you'd realize that is Sunday morning, as we are about 8 hours away from kickoff for most of the games. So we're running a little behind, but you know what? We've got a job to do, and we're going to do it. So let's get right into it.
We've decided to mix things up a little bit, creating a Western and Eastern Conference.
As you can see by the map, the yellow line indicates where the conference breakup is. To the left, if you are smart and you pass the 4th grade, you'll realize that is the West Coast. Over there, you have teams such as leading... Hey, fuck. Give me a second. What are you doing?
I didn't pass the 4th grade.
Nice! The West Coast in the Western Conference, some of the top teams that we can highlight here are Evan, 5-2, Matt, 5-2, and Zach, I think he's 4-3.
I'm 5-2,
over on the East,
you prick.
Well, over in the East, the competition is a lot more balanced. There's really only one 5-win team. Of course, that's Nathan, though, who his team is fucking stupid. And it's a little irritating. But the rest of us are pretty damn close in contention of records and points for. We felt that this was, well, we didn't care. And if you care, we don't fucking care that you care. Because this is what it's going to stay, so.
Bitch.
That's what we got. That's what you got.
Deal with it. I think we could go to the next one.
I don't know.
Unless you
I don't know,
more to
like...
add.
I just realized that her dead body is in that photo.
Oh my fucking god, it is.
I've never seen that.
Holy fucking shit. I've had that image huge on my monitor before and I just didn't even know. Wow. Is that allowed? Can we put that there? Is that... Should that be blurred?
You might have to blur it. Yeah. Next slide.
My leg!
Sorry.
Sorry.
I don't know if you're disrespectful.
I don't fucking know. I didn't know her personally. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you died, would you want some fucking retards to
You imagine you die and the only thing you're known for is some retards have you on their show accidentally? Let's just ignore the fact that she was like killed in one of the most controversial cases ever. And just
it's okay though. He ran for 2,000 yards.
He was really good at football too.
He was really good.
Hey, I'm not gonna point fingers.
Look, if you can separate Michael Jackson from his music, you can separate O.J. Simpson's NFL career from his heinous murder of his wife.
Hey, it's all alleged anyways, alright?
You're right, he's free. He didn't do it.
Someone did it. It ain't.
Free my boy OJ.
It was it. It was OJ. OJ was free. Free him. He didn't get caught, just he should have. You might think that Brandon Ayuk tearing his ACL and missing the rest of the season would be a bad thing for Tony. But surprisingly, Brandon Ayuk is ass. So
Not surprising.
now it's finally an excuse to get him out of the lineup. He did get
Ayuk? More like Ayuk.
I puke seeing him put up less than 10 points every week.
Every fucking week.
He's bad.
Useless.
He got paid though.
He is Juwan Jennings' bitch.
He wears the dog collar in bed.
It's spite.
It's also pink.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Tony. As somebody who has wide receiver troubles myself, when you see that, you gotta roll with it. Now, I don't think I've ever been as desperate as to start Gabe Davis.
I have.
I can understand.
Not having CeeDee Lamb or Roma Dunze this week left Tony in a very uncomfortable situation. And we are very proud to say, we told you so. Let this be known that we are professionals and always right about everything.
You know, I don't even need these notes. I'll speak from the heart. It hurt me draft night when I watched my beloved Lamar Jackson fall to the hands of a competitor. Especially one of Matthew's caliber who doesn't play. And now every week, watching Lamar throw for 5, run for 2, juke, jag, dive, score. And the rest of his team does fuck all because it's awful. It's painful. But as painful as it is for me, I can't imagine... Well, you know what, never mind. I was going to say how painful it is for Matt, but he doesn't fucking care, so...
He even showed signs of caring. He made trades. Too bad he closed the app after that and never opened it again.
He must... Maybe, you know what, we'll give Matt the benefit of the doubt. He's just forgotten his sign-in info and has not been able to get it back yet. As we're now in week 8.
No sign of him.
Forget password. That little button there. You'll be able to get it.
Check your email, Matt.
That sounded like a threat. Jesus Christ.
Check your fucking email, god damn it.
Don't come outside, Matthew. Don't go outside.
Check your fucking spam folder, bitch. Speaking of the trade, he traded for Brian Robinson Jr., Tutu Atwell, and Bucky Irving. And he didn't even start Bucky. He had Tank Dell with 0 and Ty Chandler with 0.4. And Bucky just wanted to play. He had 16 points on his bench.
Reminds me of that good old Katy Perry song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, am I right? Bucky just wants to play.
Just get him out there, man.
Bucky's not as hot as Katy Perry.
No, Katy Perry's really fucking hot.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
No.
Anyways, just a quick look of the scoring breakdown. Don't look at Matt's team. It may cause eye damage.
And honestly, don't stare too hard at Tony's either. Some good performances from individual players, but a team effort was not there. Tony had some good people. And some injuries, you can't help that. Gabe Davis is mentally injured. So
I mean, yeah, what can you expect from your team when you start Gabe Davis at wide receiver 1?
And our second matchup of the week, an inter-conference rivalry. Josh from Seattle, flying across the country to Coolsville, Ohio, to take on Baker Mayfield and the boys.
Josh this week had a near-perfect start with 4 players scoring 20-plus points.
One of those players being my darling sweetheart from a few years ago, Javonte Williams. Now, in 20 years, when people say, man, what was Javonte Williams? Where did he go? Nobody will have an answer, but I will. I'll remember losing this week because he dropped 26 fucking points on me, and that was annoying, and he'll never do it again.
Hey, CJ, Javonte tore his ACL.
Oh. I wish he did.
Anyways, Drake London almost got into the club as he scored 18.3 points. all he can do now is hate from the outside because he can't even get in. It's a bar.
That was cringy.
It's a bar. All right, we'll cut it out. I edit it.
No, you keep it in. You keep that in.
I edit it. I can cut it out. I can do it.
You keep that in, and you put me saying it's cringy in there, and it's funny. There you go.
How about I edit this up your ass? All right.
Do it.
Oh.
Welcome to this week's edition of My Wide Receivers Are Fucking Garbage. This week, the wide receiver group, highlighted by J-Mo, suspended, Demario Douglas, IV and hospitalized, Deontay Johnson, his quarterback died, and he sucks, Christian Kirk, who knows what's going on with him, and Cortland Sutton in a blowout, not even getting one target.
A weekly theme for CJ, as wide receivers still struggle. His wide receivers struggled so much that he has petitioned in the league's group chat to be able to start a defense in at wide receiver. Now, this is very clearly a better option for CJ as he has Minnesota's defense and the Denver Broncos defense, and people are okay with it. I am for the memes, but realistically, I'm not. We shouldn't let him do this. He should suffer and start Demario Douglas.
The pop. There's not much you can say this week. I happen to play the second highest point getter in the league in Josh. It was kind of nice for that little second there to have a glimmer of hope as I put up 138, but we don't have nice things where I'm from, just like those kids in Africa.
Down in the trenches.
Started from the bottom.
Still in the bottom.
Still at the bottom.
A very impactful game from Waymo this week as he caught one pass for -4 yards. If he would have done almost anything else, he probably could have helped CJ secure a win, as he only lost by 2.82 points.
What you can't see is the two receivers on my bench, both with 3.4 points. If I had played them, I would have won.
Surprisingly enough, this is only the third closest game this week. Free blowjobs! Get your free blowjobs here! Jacob is offering free blowjobs. Hit his line. It's free. You don't have to pay.
Oh.
Jacob traveled this week from Houston, Texas, out to buttfuck nowhere, Iowa, to face Sean and the Backdoor Slammers.
Jacob, feeling the heat of continuously starting his worthless WB1, that's Wife Beater 1, for those that are unsure, Tyreek Hill, decided to package Brian Robinson, Bucky Irving, and... Wait, this is right? It is. Oh, excuse me, Brian Robinson, Bucky Irving, and apparently Tutu Atwell. This is reportedly the first ever trade for Tutu Atwell, and the recipient of this trade package, wow, was none other than Matt. Suddenly trading for Tutu Atwell makes sense. In return, Jacob, hoping to find his Pepto-Bismol for his sickening wide receiver room, received Deebo Samuel and Jordan Addison. Unfortunately for Jacob, he forgot one major thing. He is, of course, Mexican.
Whoa.
Sorry. That he is the injury king. As soon as the trade was processed for Deebo Samuel and he landed in Jacob's home city, he immediately went into the emergency room with lung problems, fluid in his lungs. He had lungs to begin with. They were still there. There were just problems with them. Also, with his lungs, he had a rib puncture to them. It reminded me of an old adolescent game that I had a buddy of mine used to play. They titled it, "Let's Stab Each Other Until One of Us Drops to the Ground in a Heap of Pain." Or, as they called it over there, it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Just your typical day in Great Britain. As a lot of us thought, Deebo was just fat and lazy and didn't care. There is actually something wrong with him. He's sick. He had pneumonia. I don't know. Whatever. As for Sean, last week he lost the coin toss, starting Zach Moss over Chase Brown. This week he decided, I'll start both of them. Surely I won't lose. He did. The coin landed on its side, and both of them played like ass. 7 points each. That's just tough. That's bad. That's basically what they were doing on the field, yeah. That was pretty accurate. And the struggles didn't stop there. Anthony Richardson has been such a shitty quarterback this year that Sean was more comfortable starting Juju Smith-Schuster over Michael Pittman Jr., which might have been a good decision had Juju's hamstrings not died, kamikazing his game and also Sean's chance of keeping his win streak alive.
Corvette? More like 2006 Honda Civic. Now, hearing us talk about all of this, you might be expecting me to report that Jacob went on to lose this week with his injuries and his poor performances. However, that's false. Actually, Jacob would go on to win, and he would score 88 points. Jacob scored 88 points and won. 88 fucking points and won. What is this shit, dude? What the fuck? Breaking down his performances, carrying the torch for Jacob's amazing win this week, were stud performances such as Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker with 23 points. Great job. Packers quarterback Jordan Love, division rival, don't love it, but 18 points, respectable. And of course, the always dangerous Kaimi fucking Fairbairn, his kicker, with 12. That's his third highest scorer. Not another running back, not a receiver, no, his kicker. Now, some crazy stats about Jacob's win here. You see, he had 5 of his 9 starters fail to clear 10 points. And out of those 5, 3 of them didn't clear 5 points. I mean, that's just ridiculous. It was not a great win. It was an ugly win. But look, in all sincerity, okay, a win is a win. And Jacob's win reminds me of a layered cake. There's a lot to look at, okay? Now, if you were to imagine this layered cake, though, if the candles were shit, and the frosting was shit, and the batter that they made the cake out of was also shit, that's Jacob's win.
Smelly.
Now, I can already hear you saying at home, well, if Jacob only put up 88 points and won, then who was his opponent? And how much did they score? Well, that's easy to answer. But first, shut the fuck up and quit interrupting me. I'm talking. Now, on the opposite side of Jacob in Week 7 was Sean on a 4-game heater, 4 straight games. However, looking at his performance this week, I'm starting to wonder if those 4 wins were real wins or more of the, sorry you have cancer, little Tommy, but Spider-Man's here to see you kind of wins. Where Jacob took shit in Week 7, Sean decided to one-up him, shitting in his hands and clapping, throwing the shit everywhere and sparing nobody, man, woman, or child, was safe from his shitnado. Sean had Terry McLaurin score 15 points for him, respectable. Joe Burrow and Garrett Wilson just barely broke 10. 2 more of his starters didn't break 7. And 4 of his players failed to score more than 5. All of this accumulated into a staggering 70 points. And it got me thinking, if Sean's team was a Power Ranger, it would definitely be the Brown Ranger. You have to wonder if this is the beginning of the end for Sean, with Anthony Richardson finally being healthy enough to start again, and taking Pittman's production, along with having both Chase Brown and Zach Moss be his best options at running back. I mean, regardless, just like the 2020 11-0 Steelers, Sean's 4-0 run will go down in the fraudulent history books. Hawk Tua. Did I do it right?
Spit on that thing. Jumping into the defense of Jacob, I would like to say that 88 points is quite a lot, actually, and I'm sure he has a great personality to go with that enormous amount of points.
88 points is more than enough.
It gets the job done, obviously.
It's not about how many points. It's about how many points did you need to win.
Exactly. 1 week at a time. God damn it. It was a double entendre.
I have a small penis.
I only scored 80 some points. I also have a small penis, but my main point was the 80 some points.
Novato.
It's Novato. It's Novato.
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 Dutch Raider had a quick drive out west to Novato, California to face our little Downy, Jack Me Goff. Are you okay? The Eagles took on the Giants this week. And wouldn't you know, Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown are really fucking good at football. So much that Devonta Smith was just running cardio. He had one catch for -2 yards, and they still blew him out by 25 points.
The craziest thing, that -2 yards receiving is not the lowest on the week, as J-Mo, for me, still had that -4.
Shout out Waymo. As for Evan, he had the highest scoring running back this week in Gibby. But we don't fucking care. Mark Andrews is on a heater. He doubled his amount of touchdowns from last week, scoring 2 this week. If he keeps this pace up of doubling his touchdowns every game, he'll finish the season with a record-breaking 4,095 receiving touchdowns. I'm expecting it. I'm putting all my money on it.
Who was the previous record holder? It's probably Travis Kelce, and what he's got. I mean, he's got to have around 4,050.
No.
Oh,
Travis
really
Kelce
wrong.
is Mark Andrews' bitch.
Oh, look, another 2 people I would have beaten by a lot.
Too bad you didn't play him. Get shit on.
I don't got much to say here. I mean, Gibbs is extraordinary, as we all know. Mark Andrews had a good game. Just kind of one of those games where it was like, it was happening. Like, if I had to compare this to like an NFL game, it's like the Titans versus like the Jaguars, maybe. It's like, oh, division rivalry.
Oh, they're
Nobody
having a
watched
mid-off. Oh, they both suck. Oh, it was a close one at least because they both suck. Mind you, it was a close one. Oh, god damn it. I wasn't done.
That you are.
And you go, wow, it is a close one. I would also agree. A margin of 1.68 points. Only the second closest game this week. What's happening? My co-host is on his phone.
Dumb luck. Skippity toilet.
I fucking hate you.
God, my stomach hurts. Why? Stop. Stop hurting. I have to talk. Give me just a second.
Hey, can somebody get this fucker some Toms?
I think I just got a shit. Well, we have another inter-conference matchup here as the Will You Be My Neighbors travel to take on Batman and Kermit the Frog. I don't really know what's going on there. There's a little bit of a mix-up with the logos, I think. We'll get our editing department on that.
I'm Batman.
Well, it's another week and another stupid-ass win for Nathan. I mean, seriously. When do we just take this dude out back and beat the shit out of him? Nathan's team played awful week 7, scoring 126 points. It played awful. They scored 126. He won by 40. And even more shocking news, the always overrated and injury-prone receiver A.J. Brown scored another 20-plus points. That brings his 20-point weeks to 3, which coincides with the amount of games that he's played. So he's at a 100% hit rate for 20-plus point weeks.
I can't help but feel that you're stuck on a certain trade that you
I don't know what you're talking about.
don't like for some reason. I just can't put my
I have no clue what you're saying.
It's out there. I can't find it. It's there. It's somewhere.
Fear not, league mates, because AJ Brown has to have some games coming up where this streak will snap. I mean, come on. It's the NFL. Now, let's see. Let me look through my papers here real quick. We'll see what we got. So he plays. So the Bengals, no. Jaguars, no. Dallas, definitely not. No, not the Commanders. Ravens, no. Carolina?
We're going to be seeing A.J. Brown for a very long time.
On to AJ. Some of his top performers were T. Higgins with 18. And there's something really poetic about T. Higgins costing AJ games last year and now being the only person on his team to show up to the losses. With Higgins, there's also solid performances from Kyle Pitts, posting a whopping 13 points, and his kicker who had 12. As far as duds go, though, he decided to roll out what was supposed to be the solution to all of the Jets' problems. The heralded Davante Adams. Now, surprise, surprise, okay? The 31-year-old aging wide receiver, who's 3 years removed from his last truly dominant season, was only able to muster 4 receptions for 40 yards. And he didn't suddenly make the Jets' coaching and O-line play better. Shocking, I know. Lastly, as far as his running backs go, well, I'll steal a line from former 9-time Pro Bowler and 6-time All-Pro nose tackle Felonious Gru from Despicable Me. In terms of running backs, we have no running backs. That was set up to have a Gru meme there, but we just don't have that, so.
Someone wasn't active when we made the slides.
I was going to put a picture of Gru, but I didn't do it.
Looking into AJ's team, the start was perfect. Too bad they're all trash. Davante is trash, even with Aaron Rodgers. Austin Eckler's old as fuck. Demo only put up 8, but I didn't throw him on here because I like him. But he also played poorly.
Now, there isn't a whole lot that I want to say here about this matchup this week. Honestly, like I said, it's just really annoying to look at Nathan's team drastically underperform in a lot of spots and still end up scoring 126. I mean, like I said, it's annoying. It's even more annoying that he's going to like that I'm getting annoyed, which makes me more annoyed. Knowing that me being annoyed makes him being happier at the cost of me being annoyed. That's annoying.
I get a kick out of it.
Also, as a public service announcement to the rest of the league, I'll read word for word here again.
Oh no.
If you are trading with Nathan, he is trying to scam you. If it is not clear you are drastically winning or filling a massive emergency and a void, do not trade with this fucker. I do not care what stupid way you are going to try and justify that you are winning the trade. You lost, and it makes the game harder for the rest of us. Here is an idea. Look for a trade with one of the other 13 people who might not Bill Cosby the fuck out of you. Zip, zop, zoobity bop. Thank you. Zach, I've got a game that I'd like to play with you.
I like games.
On the board, I have stats of 3 different quarterbacks. Some of their real-life stats, and then also stats pertaining to fantasy. I am going to read off these 3 stats for these 3 different quarterbacks. And I want you to, 1, tell me who you'd rather have rest of season. And 2, I want you to tell me who you might think they are. They're all starting quarterbacks, mind you. Now, quarterback 1, I had to do a little bit of finagling. This is 2023 stats for him, as we haven't gotten a giant sample size yet this year. Last year, quarterback 1 threw, I think it was about 15 games-ish. He threw for 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He ran for 340 yards and another 3 touchdowns. He had a quarterback rating of 98. And for fantasy, he averaged 17 points per game. And for this year, he has the second easiest quarterback fantasy schedule. Who do you think that might be?
Taking a look at the rushing stats, I'm going to have to say Jalen Hurts.
That's a good guess. We'll find here at the end.
Okay, all right.
Quarterback 2. Now, these quarterback 2, quarterback 3, these are their current year stats. That's why they look a little different. Now, quarterback 2, he has almost 1,400 yards, 6 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions, so a negative touchdown-interception ratio, 122 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown, a rating of 82.5, and for fantasy, he's averaging just below 14 points per game and has the 16th toughest schedule remaining for the year. Do you have a guess on that one?
Is this Patrick Mahomes?
That would be shocking. I mean, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. We'll see at the end. Finally, quarterback 3 has 1,250 yards. He has 5 passing touchdowns to 5 interceptions, so a 1-to-1 ratio. 255 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. He's got a quarterback rating of 74.5, and he averages almost 15 points a game, and has the 4th easiest remaining quarterback schedule. Do you have a guess?
This guy is undoubtedly none other than my Week A starter, Bo Nix.
That's a good guess. Let's reveal those names. Oh.
It's me!
All right. Are you ready to reveal these names? Now, I want to point out the big reason why I'm doing this is AJ continues to start Patrick Mahomes, even though he himself has said that he needs to not to, and everyone he has talked to has also told him to not to. Up until this week, week 7. Last week, we are in week 8 now, but this is supposed to be week 7, but it's kind of week 8. Both of these quarterbacks that I'm about to show you were available, and I want you to tell me if you would have taken either one of them. Oh. That's right. Quarterback 1 was Russell Wilson last year with that awful Steelers offense. And quarterback 3 was Bo Nix, you're correct. I mean, to me, I want either one of these quarterbacks over Patrick Mahomes. Truly. I mean, it's just not close. He loses his top receiver. Travis Kelce's old and washed. He gets D-Hop now. Maybe that can help him turn around, but I just don't see it.
Russell Wilson snuck up on me. I'm sorry, Russ, I wasn't familiar with your game.
He was balling last year, man. People are not familiar. He is still good if he is given the opportunity to be. Well, we've reached that point in our broadcast as we have gotten to America's Game of the Week and the 2 late takes hustle of tomorrow, where we see Brendan traveling across the country to have a match against Zach in Arizona.
Hi, I'm Paul. I want that meat. Paul is no diddy.
Cheetos. Isn't that the that's the vodka that Jacob? Yeah, that's the stuff Jacob drinks.
Jacob will probably continue to drink it because his team sucks and he's sad about it. And he's also an alcoholic.
And Mexican.
But you know, you can't drink on an empty stomach. So stop by Mike Evans All You Can Eat Barbecue for just $9.50. As he died after catching 1 pass for 25 yards and a touchdown. I like Mike, but I needed him to die.
Okay. In this slideshow, we now have the actual dead body of OJ's wife and the Challenger rocket exploding.
Oh, and just like that explosion, the Red Rocket exploded for 2 points this week.
Whoa.
I started a quarterback on the Panthers. That was my first mistake.
Their first mistake was getting on that rocket.
Sorry to all those children who have grown up and have now gotten PTSD from seeing this explosion once again after seeing it live in their classrooms back in '86.
Imagine watching, what teacher would you want to explode?
I got a few. I think for legal reasons, I won't say, but hi, Dad. That's Derek. Derek's my dad in my heart, Carrie. Stepfather, if you will. CJ's probably his real son. CJ likes him more. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
By the way.
Are you
both my sons.
Are you his son?
I'm very proud.
That is
No,
true.
he's my son.
We'll name the MVP trophy after you, CJ. As your sons both won it for me. As Kyler Murray chewed the clock down, kneed it twice, and lost Brendan just enough points for me to sneak my way in there, shimmy my way in, and get away with the bag. Get shit on, Brendan. Fuck you.
And in yet another game where I would have handedly won against both of them, this is the breakdown of it.
Like I said earlier, 80-some points is a lot. Gets the job done. It's all you need. It satisfies. And it has a great personality, I'm sure of it. After many close games happening this week, this one is the closest. A margin of 0.12 points. This is certainly the closest game I've ever seen. What about you?
I'm just sad. I'm just sad looking at you starting a quarterback that got 2 points. And Brennan having multiple people with 2 points. Knowing that I lost. But it is definitely the closest that I have seen.
That's football. Y'all jacking this? No, not this. This. Flip the side. Y'all jacking this? Cameron Dicker. Big Dick Cameron Dicker was John's leading scorer. His kicker was the leading scorer with 21 points. What the fuck, John?
Now that's what I call skibbity. I'm sorry.
For Andrew, some pieces on his team decided to hurt him more than help him, as the Jets put up -3 points. Now, somewhere in this, I was going to make a 9/11 joke, but I just couldn't figure it out. It's now 6:58 in the morning. I'm tired, and CJ appears to be having a stroke of some sort.
I'm doing a haka or whatever. The thing the Polynesian guys do.
I'm aware.
I don't know why.
All
I wish
right.
they're cool. I can't say they're cool, man. I like them.
To each their own. I said it was disgusting that John's leading scorer was his kicker, and somehow he put up 141 points. How? I'm not good at math, so I'm not going to look at the numbers, but how?
Well, when 40 of those points is your defense and your kicker, that's where the 140 comes in.
Well, I told you I'm not good at math.
Anyways, that's going to be it from my bedroom at now 7 in the morning. And Derp's bedroom. You're looking at both of our bedrooms.
This is my office. I don't sleep
If I
in here.
turned over there, whew, you would want to see what's over there. But this
Anime
has
body
been too
pillows
late.
and sex
takes.
dolls.
I don't.
That's what you
like
would see.
anime. You're the one that likes
No.
anime. You
I watched Naruto, and
He
that
likes-
was it. I watched Naruto.
animated.
I
He likes animated booties and
I
boobies.
watched-
He likes them.
I watched
He
Naruto,
likes cartoon boobies.
and that was it. And you know what?
Nice.
I'll stand on it. Sometimes, they're boobs. Boobs are boobs, man. Putting that out there.
They're not real.
They're still boobs.
Okay, goodbye! This flash of anime kitty
Just-
shot.
Bow.